Hey everybody, how are you doing tonight? We have got a all-star cast for our Heritage Signature Auction recap this evening. Let me bring in my co-hosts for the evening. We've got Dino Mauricio, Albert
Hello,
Murray,
friends.
and Nick Verrucci.
Hey everybody.
How
Hey,
are
all.
you all doing tonight?
Good evening.
Good. I will say to everybody, repeat after me. I didn't win anything in Heritage, but the value of my collection just went up by 8%.
And thanks for joining us. I think I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving coming up. Hopefully this will give you time to kind of just think about what the auction we just had, and as we prepare for the holidays and family, we can have one more night of comic art dialogue.
That is true. And we've got plenty of signature auctions and big auctions coming up after this one. So this was an interesting one, I think, by and large. But we were talking a bit in the green room. That's why we were running a little late tonight. So why don't I just flash a stat to kind of get us started? I know that we were speaking about the high prices that the auction realized, but this is kind of a 2-year running signature auction total sales. So the interesting thing to me is in the overall sales, this was the lowest earning signature auction of 2022 as far as total sales at $8.75 million. And also as far as the average price per lot, you can't find a lower price than, pretty much April 2021 is about on par with what we got out of this one. So for me, the initial takeaways just from looking at the auction before it ended was that there weren't any of the home run, the grand slam pieces that we've been used to seeing in, say, the last 4 or 5 signature auctions, the pieces that you knew were going to skew the numbers because they were just going to outperform. And and there might maybe lots of reasons for that, but that's the one thing. So to me, this auction kind of performed about where I was expecting it, with the sales not being as as huge maybe as the other ones. But the one thing that it might also lead to, because I think we've been, I look at this sale, and the only thing that I could say is that I feel that what we're seeing there is maybe some sellers weren't as willing to pull out those pieces that maybe 8 months ago they thought, what, if I put this $1 million piece in the auction, I know it's going to do 1.2, it's going to do 1.3. They're very confident in it, because there were no pieces that were $250,000. Well, you can say the Calvin and Hobbes and whatnot, but there weren't many pieces like that out there. But I know that there's some coming in these upcoming auctions, but maybe people were just kind of pulling back this time.
Yeah, I think there's a little of that. I also think that when we go through our picks, I think Nick's going to cover a lot of the big ticket items, but I've got a number of pieces that I think could highlight some depth and some value in the lower, middle or lower parts of the auction. I think it's interesting because we were going through auctions just previously where we couldn't find any soft spots in terms of everything being overpriced. I think there was a lot of good pieces to be had. Not everything, but there's some things that are worth discussing. So.
Well, also, okay, so I got 3 things to say real quick. First, Mike, you don't get to say it's not an all-star team because somebody's missing when you voluntarily do not show up.
He's in a car. I'll tell you, Mike actually was going to try to show up while he was in a car, and I told him, you're not. Even if you're the passenger, we don't want you.
Nah.
Not worth it.
It's like car karaoke.
Not unless we're in your will. No, right. Just kidding. 2, all kidding aside, if you think about it, there's only been how many pieces have broken $1 million in Heritage? 2, 3? Before this, the 2 best pieces were the Neil Adams $600,000 Joker cover, and then before that, the Green Lantern 76 that Albert won. I think those were the highest value single pieces. Now,
well, and then the ASM was the ASM McFarlane cover was Heritage, I think.
Yeah, the McFarlane cover, the Dark Knight splash. There was a lot of stuff that went kind of nuts.
Dark Knight cover.
All right, so let me.
But few and far between.
I'm thinking the last few years since Bill started doing these recaps.
Also, like those
Sure.
those Frazetta paintings going for those nutty prices. I mean,
Frazetta
not nutty,
paintings,
but
yeah.
Great
Yeah, but
prices.
Frazetta's in a different universe. Those
Yeah,
are,
and all I'm saying is there are only going to be so many pieces of art that are going to get that high 6-figure, low 7-figure number. So,
right.
but there were still some things that did really well. There are
Yeah.
some that did really well.
Well, for
There's
me,
a lot of
still at
stuff
the
that did
reception
well.
hall.
See, I wasn't looking at the high end stuff, but when I was trying to pick my pieces to talk about tonight, and so we have a little bit of a different format. Everybody should know. I think Dino, myself, and Nick all picked about 12 pieces to talk about going into this because we just thought it'd be a little different. Albert, we didn't think he was going to be on the show, but he's here to critique our picks as well.
He's going to criticize us and
But-
tell us why we're wrong.
But the thing is, for me, I
guys
kind
always
of focused. I was looking a lot at those pieces that finished under $10,000, and I looked at it and I thought, wow, there were a fair number of deals to be had under under that $10,000 price point. But when I talked to a few other people who were heavily bidding in the auctions, all they could talk about was how everything went really high. So for me, at the lower end side of the things, I thought that there were some deals to be had, whereas maybe at the top end side of things there were some surprises. But
I'll say across the board, 75% of the auction was strong or unbelievable. 25% was in the right range and a few deals to be had. I think that there were a few more things that slipped through the cracks this auction than there have been the last few auctions. But like I said earlier, I mean, one thing that is happening is there's an embarrassment of riches. And while this auction was running, Heritage has another collection that they're launching in December as basically like Harlan Ellison, another featured auction that has 200 plus new pieces that are gorgeous that either haven't seen the light of day or haven't seen the light of day in decades. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, if I get this now, can I get that later? And you just have to decide what you're really going to go after. And then the January auction's right around the corner.
Big time. And again, you always have to think about pricing is always reflective of demand and supply. And when you have a huge pipeline of supply, not only with Heritage, but all the other auctions that I think they had 4 going in the past 2 weeks, and then all the upcoming auctions, the previews, that's a lot of supply coming down. And I think collectors have to be wary about, what their budget is and what they want to put what do they want to bid aggressively on.
Yeah.
Any thoughts before we start talking about individual lots, Albert?
Absolutely not. Let's get it going.
I had a feeling. All right. So
We need a new drinking game since Mike's not around to say about Spider-Man.
No, just ginger ale.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Just a drink.
Coca-Cola. Sorry.
Tea.
Okay. All right. Well, so I did just so you know, Dino and Nick, I did try to organize them where they were, each of us one after another on these pieces. So
and we'll tee everything up in like 45 seconds or so, and then we can go talk about it around the horn or some comments.
That's a great way to do it.
Yep. All right. So we're going to start ourselves off with that Defenders cover.
Okay, that was one of my choices. Again, I kept an eye on this one. There are, Defenders and O-line titles, Sal Buscema. There are 6 Surfer early covers, and this was the last one of the 6 to actually come to market. All the 5 have been to market. This one came up, and it was going to go strong. There's a 50% plus Surfer premium on this one, so I expected this to go kind of, high, maybe 80, 85. It actually is hammered for 108, which was actually double the other Defenders cover that was in the auction. So again, I think there's still strong demand for Surfer. This one, was received a lot of attention and deservedly so. It's a full team, so you have all 3 of the Defenders plus Surfer early cover, and a great example, and certainly deserving of a 6-figure price.
Did you anticipate it ending at 6 figures? Though,
I thought 80. I mean, I had the 6 cover, which is one of the Surfer covers, and I thought, I thought this would go 8, but I actually got contacted by a few interested bidders, and I knew they were going to battle each other, and it was going to go higher. I mean, I was thinking 80, 85, but 108 is a strong result.
I was thinking 60, so it shows you what I know. So I think that's a great price realized.
Yeah, I thought 80. So anyway, that's what I thought it was going to hit, about 80. I was surprised it hit 100, but
Well,
it's a great cover.
I think we're also discovering that Sal and John aren't necessarily, Sal is no longer a kind of a cheaper version of John. I mean, Sal's covers have gone extremely well in auction. In fact, he has a Defenders cover that went even higher than this, I think. No, 96 went 96K before with the Spider-Man one.
mm-hmm.
No, I mean, look, Sal was definitely one of the more affordable Silver Age artists, but he's coming into his own. People are just realizing enough people are realizing how great he is, and he has done a lot in the industry. And he's honestly one of the best artists that we've ever had. And I
just think he did the right covers. So
yeah, he did.
He just did the right covers. That's it.
And I'll say, whoever picked this up,
he's not for Zero. Let's keep going.
It's a great guy.
Interiors are increasing too.
What's nice is Sal is known for his Surfer. He's known for his Hulk. He's known for his Sub-Mariner. So you're getting 3 marquee characters of Sal all in one cover. So.
Yep. All right, next. I want to beat Albert to it. Okay.
There you go.
This one freaked me out. I cannot believe what this went for. By the way, I am so happy to say I have about 20 complete John Romita Jr. books from this era. So, but oh my God, this went for a lot of money. What was the final hammer again?
16,000.
16.8. Yeah.
It's a
for
DTS,
a John
though.
Romita Jr. 2-page spread. I mean, 2 years ago, you could get a complete issue for that amount of money. I mean, look, it's Spider-Man versus the Hulk. So, yeah, that's a premium. But, oh, my God. This is not one of the ones that fell between the cracks. That's for sure.
No,
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. When I saw it hit 7,500 the night before, I was like, wow, is this maxed out or is this going to go even higher? So, I mean, look, I think before the auction started, I thought maybe 5,000 plus juice, So, 6,000 is what I thought it would end up at. 7,200, maybe if somebody wanted to push it up to 6,000 plus juice. But I thought this was a really strong comic art boss. But I thought this was a really strong number. Really strong. Beautiful. Drop dead gorgeous. But man.
Yeah, I thought I hit about an 8, but 16 was really a surprise. But, before it started, it was like 75. So,
before
I was going to hit 10 at least. So, next. Andino, you have anything to say?
No, I mean, JR is a great artist. I think here you're getting, two big characters right in a fight. That's always a premium. So
you can probably get a Hulk cover for $5,000 and a Spider-Man cover for probably 75 or 8.
That's right.
That's the crazy part. But none of those covers have come up lately. None of those covers have come up lately. So who knows what the price would be?
This was a strong result.
Yeah.
Strong result.
Yeah, it really was. No, I mean, a couple people really wanted it bad.
Yep.
All right. Well, this was my pick. I know a DC for my
Whoa! Oh my God!
Kane and Anderson.
I'm surprised you didn't pick that, Nick.
Pick a DC, but it was your first pick.
Yeah. Well, that's I picked this one just because I've Kane started to grow on me this last year, and looking at the Kane market, I mean, I think there's one Green Lantern era cover that might have sold for more than this one, but this is just a great image, I thought, and so I'm not like surprised at the price. I really wasn't quite sure where it was going to end up. I mean, I'm sure.
I think it would have done better if Mitch didn't have it for all those. It wasn't up in the site for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It was like fresh into the market. I think it would have done much better.
Well, that's what I was kind of thinking it should have been, because isn't there one cover that's out there that sold for more by
I thought that
Kane and
this
Anderson.
one's better than the one that sold for higher price.
I completely agree. That's why I was sort of
I was always
thinking,
surprised why this didn't move. But the guy, when it first came out, it was like 145. Then it went lower and lower and lower.
I
Mhm.
think
And
I
then
think
finally
it
the
went
guy
to
got fed up,
70
I guess, and threw
I
in the
think
auction.
I think it went down to 75 or 85. I can't
No,
remember.
he didn't take 75 because I offered 75 and they said no.
Okay, so then it was 85.
It must have been 85, but
It
it came
it
close
did
to 75.
it did get close to that price, and I was tempted, but it just it was
You were
it's a lot of
tempted so
money.
because you didn't bid because of December's auction, right? You
No,
really
I
gonna
meant
bet
no, no,
put
no,
all
no,
your
no,
eggs in that basket
no,
right over
no,
there?
no. Hold on, no.
You're gonna be betting zero, my
I
friend.
was tempted when Mitch had it. But I was in the
Okay.
middle of a few things, and 85 just felt like I don't want to put out that kind of money right now. But it is a beautiful cover.
It is a
I'm
great
actually
cover.
surprised it
really is.
didn't hit
It did.
I mean,
yeah.
not that it's far off. I'm surprised it didn't hit that 75 to
See,
85,000.
I look at a piece like this, and I know it seems like the way the bidding went out, the winner, actually had a lot more in the tank. He or she could have bid higher, but there was not a competing second bid to push. But you just saw those. It was an
won by a
automatic
cut
next
bid, by
bid.
the way.
What's
This is
that?
won by a cut bid.
So you won it.
No, I didn't win.
Oh, okay.
I lost.
What a good buy.
I
Were
was
you
the
cut?
underbidder.
You were
I
the
guess I was
underbidder.
the underbidder. No, this is a funny one. I put a cut bid on this, and I thought I won, and then it turned out I didn't win. Somebody had a cut bid before me.
Oh.
I didn't even know. My computer said you're winning. And
Weren't you
then
on the phone with somebody
then
over
when
there?
it happened,
Yeah, I thought you go on the
didn't
phone, Albert.
Huh?
I thought you go on the phone. You're one of the
No,
phone
I
bidders.
do it on my computer sometimes because
Okay.
I don't like to do everything on the phone.
Well, I think this was a good buy. Whoever picked it up.
I thought it was a
think you
good buy
won't
too.
see-
I think it's a great cover. I really,
Yeah.
It is.
I think December's auction is going to make this seems like a bargain.
Well, that's exactly why I picked it, because I thought it went far lower than it should have. Well, not far lower. Again, it should have been at that 80, 85 range based on that other sale that's out there as a a benchmark to go off
Yeah,
of. So.
but Marvel still overshadows DC. I mean, it just does. So a lot more eyeballs were probably focused on all the great Marvel art, no matter what. I mean, there's a lot of great Marvel covers, as we're about to see.
That is true.
Anyway, this is a great cover. Anyway, let's get next. Come on, somebody drink now.
All right, this is Bernie. I'm a big fan of Bernie Wright's, and this is Swamp Thing 3-page. What I like about it, very unique 3-panel layout. What's great is two characters that he's known for, Frankenstein and Swamp Thing, you have on this page.
Well, this is Patchwork Man, not
Patchwork
Frankenstein.
Man, I know, but it's before Frankenstein. It has that same genre of anti-hero. And it I thought it was a great image on the left, great image on the right. You got them holding, basically, holding one's holding the other up from plunging into the hole. This one went for 50,000. Albert, a good Wrightson will be 40 plus minimum. So if you can get something of this, with 3 panels, get you larger images, and you got Frank, the Patchwork Man, who appeared in 2 issues or 2.5 issues. I mean,
he only appeared in 1 issue.
In 1, okay. He may have. Okay, that's right. So you're getting the 1 issue. I'm thinking Arcane. That's right. So you're getting Patchwork Man in here. You get Swamp Thing. I think 50 is well bought.
I agree with Rick. He's lucky the arm didn't fall off.
He can regenerate though. But
whoever bid on that, they're lucky their arm didn't fall off.
That's a good page. Great page.
It is a great page.
It went for what it should go for. Okay,
yeah, I think this hurts because when you talk to the end of the alphabet artists like Wrightson, this is way at the end of the day, and everyone's like either spent.
No, I don't think so. Things are going strong at the end of the day.
Okay,
people bidding.
What day was this?
I was at the,
because it's W. It's at the end of the day.
Yeah,
people. No, they were bidding strong at the end. Nothing was going cheap.
I was watching the Pats.
Actually, what I think happened was the things that started out in the auction went cheap.
Yes, the premium lot.
Everybody's like kind of like, I'm not ready to spend yet. That stuff went cheap. Everything in the beginning I thought went cheap. Well, in the platinum.
All right.
I'm saying the Adkins cover.
But anyway. A great page. I love
great page. Let's get going. We got to make 10:30, man. Come on, let's go. You're going too slow, Bill.
Oh my gosh, this guy. Never mind. All right, back over to Nick here with this Ditko Spidey 22 page.
I mean, look, this is the X-Circus of Crime fighting Spider-Man. I mean, I don't think the Craven fighting Spider-Man page went for this much. So I thought this went for a really big price. And the Craven Spider-Man page, if I remember, it was right after Jake Gyllenhaal, or no, not Jake Gyllenhaal, the other guy from Kick-Ass, was announced to play Craven in the next movie. So the fact that this went, what did it go for again? I don't even have it in front of me.
140,000.
I thought that was strong. I would have thought that this would have been, honestly, 60 to 80. That's where I thought this would have landed.
No, I think the floor of a Ditko Spidey is like 80, and then you add like $10 for every panel that he's in. So if he's in one panel, you get 90, and if you get 5 panels, you get 130. I mean, I talked with Wes Stephan, who's a big Spidey collector. I mean, he's been tracking the market, and it's when you say getting a Ditko Spidey for 60 or 70, that would be hard. That'd be a lucky day, because there's enough people looking for those pages.
There is, but again, I mean, these are not major. I mean, these are the
not major villains.
I mean, it's not even like it's the Ringmaster. I mean, it's the clowns. What did they call themselves? I can't even remember now.
The Circus of Evil, or
it's Spider-Man in every panel he's fighting.
Yeah, he's got some big images in there.
And you get that whatever his name is, Bullet Man, or whatever the hell that guy, Cannonball. Yeah,
Cannonball.
There you go.
Oh my God,
that's one of the guys, right?
Yeah, and it's got Jerry Siegel's Funny Man.
Anyhow, really funny
what did you think it was going to go for then, Albert?
I'm not surprised it hit 120. I thought it was going to hit 120. I'm not surprised at 140, 144. I'm not surprised. So it was two guys that really wanted a Spider-Man page.
So. Yeah, that's high. I would think it was lower, 110, 120. I thought the villain keeps a lot of big bidders out, because they want the kind of classic Lizard or Vulture or something.
Is the Knicks really playing tonight? Damn it.
You got the multitask, Albert.
I got to, man. I don't know if the game's on. Really?
I could put on the TV, Albert, and then you can
no matter what, but it is a beautiful page, which is why I caught my eye.
And the Ditko market will always be, at the top echelon of our hobby. I mean, 20 years ago, the Ditko market was at the top echelon of our hobby. It's just always going to continue to be. Spider-Man's just super popular, and those first books drawn by Ditko are always going to be like the standard, I think, for a while anyway. I mean, so I'm not surprised by the
with this on the table, if this is on the table at 140, the next Spider-Man page, Ditko Spidey, coming in December, I think, is much better. So we'll see what that takes us.
But see, I have not previewed the
December auction.
Yeah, there's a very choice Ditko Spidey in there.
I haven't previewed the December auction yet. I guess I better do that, huh? When is the December auction, by the way?
December 10th. Not that I'm counting.
And there's only 220 lots, so it's not an 800 lot. It's a smaller one. But
and it's not a signature auction. Technically, it's one of those featured collections.
You're right. And if you're a DC fan, I think you're going to be very happy. There's some big co-signers.
All right, I'm going to check it out.
I know, Bill. After that one, you're going to have to pick more DC.
I switched over to Marvel right away. With this one, and this was Byrne X-Men. Of course, we see a lot of it going on the market. This is from a period that I really prefer. So I'm really disappointed to see the prices being where they're at. But this is from 112. I mean, I'd love a page from 112. But the reason I picked this one, I mean, it sold for 57,000, which is a strong price. But the reason I wanted to highlight this one is because all the this is like a recap stories, right? I mean, you got the round edges. I mean, a lot of times, to me, I think pages, when they're kind of rehashing old story plots, tend to get valued a little less, because it's not like it's really happening. It's like having a character on a monitor, right? Right. That's the lowest of the low. The next thing is retelling old things that happened in an issue or two before. Yet, and this one only has one panel that's like present day, right, happening in it. Yet, it still realizes this really strong price. And at the end of the day, I don't know. I mean, do I think it's too high? Maybe, I guess. But, I was just I wanted to kind of highlight that idea that for me, when I'm looking at pages, to buy, say I'm looking at an FF page that John Buscema drew, if it's all like recap pages from an old storyline, I almost stop and say, you know what, I don't want that page. I want to go on to the next one. I want to go on. I want something that's happening in that current issue versus being a past subplot. And I don't know how you guys feel about that, but maybe it's just me.
Well, no, Origin pages have premiums or special flashback pages, and listen, this is key early Byrne. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful, and it's a strong price, but a well-earned price.
I actually think flashback pages can have a premium. Like sometimes you flash back to an origin or to a key scene, or something happening, and that would actually drive it. I think it comes down to image. I think this one, some of the comments on the CGC boards was you basically get Beast in a coat. You don't really get to see his full image. You don't see the rest of the X-Men really in here, although you do get some, Magneto and stuff. Yeah, because Nightcrawler's there, and you have a poster of Wolverine up there.
It's a poster of Nightcrawler too, because it's almost. Right, I didn't even really think about that, but it's like when you see the characters on a monitor, right? Like, you know what I mean, or a TV, like from Avengers or something, or an FF.
But hey, let's think this out. 55 for Byrne X-Men page. That tells you what stratosphere they're in. I mean, Albert probably remembers when all these Byrne X-Men pages, non-key pages, were going 6 to 10, right? So
or less.
Or less, yeah.
20 years ago, I was buying, and
I remember when Albert had like 5 pages at 7,000. I was like, wow.
All right. Well, I just wanted to highlight that, but I get what you're saying as far as when it's origin stories, but this is like a flashback more than an origin piece. But it's just my hang up when I'm looking at pages to buy. If I see a rounded corner, I'm already like hesitant to think about wanting to buy it. But it's a great page. Of course, I love this. This one, when we've talked, that was a page from the issue that I've always wanted to get something from. 112 was my favorite early Byrne X-Men book. So now
I tracked this one. This is Inhumans 2, an early cover, Rich Buckler. It's got a strong image of Black Bolt, who just made his MCU debut. All the other Inhumans are in the image: Triton, Medusa, Gorgon, and Karnak. Good battle scene. Two Inhumans covers came up to the auction. This was the higher one at 28. The other one's at 23. But this was a really, really good one for me. I bid till 23. It paused. It kind of kept on going, and I was happy to take it down at 28. So now I have an Inhumans cover.
All
this
right.
is one of my top priorities going in the auction, and really glad to add this to the collection. So.
Congratulations, Dino. It's a beauty.
Yeah, it really is. Buckler, Giacoya. I mean, it's gorgeous.
And there was only I don't know, they only a short run, right? 18 covers or 16 covers. I don't think they went too far.
No, something like that. That's really beautiful. Congrats, Dino.
Yep, another great piece added to your collection.
And a Black Bolt Falcon there.
Right. It met the criteria, didn't it? I don't have the Falcon slide to show off though, Dino. Oh, you know what? Sorry. I mean, speaking of slides, I bet everybody didn't know that we all got together in Baltimore. I mean, maybe many of you forget we were at a bar, but I did want to show you the photograph that I got from that right here. See, so this is all of us together.
Nice.
Hanging out in Baltimore. It was a good time. We got photobombed by Bill again, believe it or not. I mean, I don't know how he got in there, but there you go. Little levity for the evening.
So good. You
should have been there, Dino. You were.
I would. I'm going to go to Baltimore next year. So
it's a great show.
We had a very good time there. Look at Albert. He had. Look, you see the smile on Albert's face.
Yeah, he was happy.
I have never seen him happier. No, that maybe on the day he retired he looked like that, but that night, perfect. All right, next.
Yes, finally.
All right, so now we're moving over to Vision Scarlet Witch #1 cover, Leonardi and Abel.
All I can say was
55.
I mean, I thought 12 to 18 was going to be high. I thought it would be 12 if a lot of people went after it, 18 maybe. But 55? Albert, did you win this?
Absolutely not. I wasn't that drunk.
I had one of the collectors in the boards contacted me, said he was going to bid over market for this, and his over market was like low 30s, high 20s, and he still got blown out of the water.
But why did he really want this cover? I mean, it's not even like
nostalgic. It's more nostalgic, and I think the Vision, the WandaVision helps with the popularity of the two characters. You know, miniseries are now starting to get a little bit more, nostalgic. I mean, you saw some things in some earlier auctions, and this is, I don't know. I'm with Nick though. I wouldn't have bet this would go half of what it sold for. But there's Rick Leonardi especially. I mean, you could get Cloak and Dagger, one of his prime Cloak and Dagger covers for half that. So
exactly.
Right.
Well, maybe not now after this price, but
I don't know. I don't think this is going to affect it that much.
No. Look, this was a cool story, a cool series, but I mean, 55.
I read the story. I remember reading this miniseries. I didn't think.
The miniseries
was that great.
But the point is, was it great? Was it not? But is it a $55,000 cover? I'm like, what the?
I don't know. Somebody must have really liked it. All right,
two people.
Let's go.
Two people, as you always say. But yeah, no.
Move on. Nick, there's something else on the other side.
Let me finish my sentence. I think you got like 10 minutes already. Come on. Percentage wise, this overperformed probably one of the highest overperforming pieces. But it did it, and it's congratulations to the winner.
Yeah, Scott says maybe people are
the
spillover from the Spider-Man 2099, which is kind of at a frenzy right now.
Good point.
You never know.
Scott. Yeah, and let me say a shout out, Scott. Thank you. He did a kindness for me. Just wanted to tell him thanks.
I've got a package over here from Scott that I get to open up on Friday night. Actually,
nice.
Believe it or not. Thank you, Scott. All right, now we can say next. Okay, this is mine. The Paul Smith market continues to rise. This one went for $26,400. I'm not much of a buyer, but I follow it because I like to entertain the thought of maybe one day being able to own a Paul Smith X-Men page. This one's great. It does have a lot of the characters on it. You got Wolverine, Cyclops, Colossus, and Nightcrawler. But yeah, 26,000. I'm just shocked. I mean, it feels like just yesterday this market was more like 14, 15, maybe, right? I mean, and now
I think just yesterday it was like 8 to 9, with the exception of 172.
I could have easily got a Paul Smith. Could get 15 grand easy. 15 to 18, I could have got easy.
But 26.
Actually, I'm not surprised about this price. It was going to reach it. Yeah.
You thought you thought it was going to go this high?
No, but I'm not surprised.
You knew it's going to be high demand.
Now the Leonardi surprised the shit out of me. This one didn't surprise me. I mean,
all right,
just two guys really want it. That's it.
Yeah. Well, everybody wants
like 15 or 18, but it went
in my mind, if I'm looking for a PMS piece, X-Men piece, and you're not going to now afford two because they're so pricey. Go for the one. We got Wolverine. You got the characters. You got Colossus. I mean, why not pay up for a nice example? So
it's not easy to find these pages now. I mean, they're very hard to find. I mean,
they're very hard to find. That's what the scarcity really pulls that.
Yeah, it's hard to find, and no, I'm not surprised by that 26. It didn't surprise me at all. Once it hit like 40 or 50, that would surprise the crap out of me. But anyway, next.
Thanks for that reminder there, Albert.
All right.
Todd McFarlane, Incredible Hulk 340.
Yeah, I tracked this because I thought it was a great image of Betty, and especially the Hulk in the center panel. There was a more expensive McFarlane Hulk page, the one from 340 with Wolverine went for the high 90s. This one went for 24. Not sure. I mean, I would think it's a good value. I think in the Heritage preview, it was thought of how these image artists pre-image the values were just skyrocketing. Here's a great example, really nice panel, excellent Hulk drawing for McFarlane, and I don't know. I felt like it was a well bought page at 24.
Yeah, what did the other one go for? The one with Wolverine?
96.
96.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And that didn't have as nice a Hulk image, but of course that Wolverine in 3 panels. So.
Right.
So I don't know. I tracked it because I thought it was just a great example of his. Sometimes you get, his work, a lot of creative but small panels. Here you get a pretty nice big center panel that's well worthy and has even a Shakespearean.
It's a beautiful middle panel, and like you're saying, it feels like the price is in the right range.
All right, I agree. I was looking at McFarlane Hulk data, and the one that did sell for 96, I think, was the highest interior that is recorded. Yeah.
It was the first time Heritage offered one from that issue too, so the scarcity factor. Yeah,
right. Covers have sold for more, of course, but yeah, that was the highest interior from this auction. So then this is definitely a good buy for that, or where it should have ended. All right, and this one's Nick's Mignola, Doctor Strange, Doctor Doom page.
Well, this made me cry because I just made me realize I will never be able to buy a Mignola page from this book with how these are going up in price. So it's a beautiful page. I think it went for $9,000. It's just the direction of the Mignola market. I mean, this
look at that panel.
You can't afford $9,000, Nick.
You have to pick. We're in the price point these days where you got to pick your battles of what you're going to buy. Right. I'll be happy with my Hellboy cover by Mignola. I'll be happy.
But you have a Mignola Hellboy page, and you want a sample of this. Second. This is Mark Badger inking. I thought they were a great combination.
They were a great. This is a well-remembered graphic.
This is the only one that I think he inked. Badger only inked one issue, I think. Right?
Really?
Well, no, this was an OGN, so.
I thought it wasn't that bad of a price. I
didn't say it was a bad price. It's just they keep going up, is all I'm saying. And
if I was going up, sort of,
yeah,
I mean, then you can't buy anything then.
Well, you got to pick your battles.
You should bow out of that December auction.
I should bow out.
Not going to get anything. It's just going to go up.
I agree, Nick. There's a lot of demand for this one. That last image is killer.
I mean, that last panel's killer right there.
It is.
So
it is.
9,000 is not a lot. It's pretty fair, I think.
No, but if I would have went after it, it would have probably gone to like 12 or 13.
You don't know. The next bid could have got it. I really think you could have got it for the next bid. You could have just cut it and then you would have owned it. There you go. So you got to be in it to win it, man.
There you go.
To win it.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, well, Badger's inks on this are pretty darn nice. I mean, I know
this is one, Nick, when you feel bad now, but when someone posts it on CAF, then you really hit you on his head. That could have been me.
Yeah. Well, you'll know where it's at if it reaches CAF. And this was $9,000. Everybody who
so it's not so bad. It's pretty good.
No, it's not that bad. It's a beautiful page.
All right, hey, DC again from me on this one. Joe Kubert,
pretty strong.
Brave and the Bold. Yeah, I thought this did really well. I mean, I think Berkey sold a Brave and the Bold Kubert page from around here on Dueling Dealers, and I don't even think it was 10, right? So this one went for 26.4. It's a great image, though. I mean, as much as I always feel like I'd like a Kubert War page, the more I keep seeing these anything with Hawkman on it, I think that this would be the example that I'd want to get is from here. So this seemed like it seems like a strong price, but
it's a strong price, Bill. But this is Brave and the Bold 34, right? This is his first Silver Age appearance. So there's a key book factor with this, and I don't know. I think people are valuing history and first appearances these days. So
yes, they are. But yeah, I just love the image on this one. This is one that I had checked out and was following just because I wanted to see where it was going to end up because I'm interested. And then there was that Kubert exhibit that was in Spain just recently, or it's still going on. That had a lot of.
That was impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. So I don't know. I just think that the Kubert market's going to start really climbing. I mean,
is this twice up? Is Brave and Bold 34 twice up?
Sure.
It is.
So you get an extra. You get more for that.
Right. Well, so that's a beauty.
I thought that was pretty strong, but okay.
I'd love to own it. Yeah. There you go. All right, next.
Nice.
Yeah, here we go.
This is Iron Fist 9 cover, Dave Cockrum. Everyone associates Byrne with Iron Fist. He did a lot of the interiors, but he only did one cover, Iron Fist 8. The rest were Gil Kane and Dave Cockrum, ultimately leading to 15, which is the X-Men cameo. This one I thought was, came up. It actually stalled at 17. It climbed to I think it sold for 22. So I think for a 1975 Cockrum cover, it's good value. It's got a nice image of Iron Fist. I think it fell short of what market would be because it lacked trade dress, and it kind of was stuck in the middle of the alphabet with a lot of big pieces around it. I had a track bid. I won this one, and happy.
Congratulations!
At 22, I thought it was a good buy. I have a Kane Iron Fist, so I thought it'd be good to add a Cockrum, but I didn't expect it to go this low, so it was a surprise.
No, congratulations! I thought that this would get closer to 30. I thought this would be in the 25 to 30 range.
I thought it went very reasonable.
Yeah.
So Dino, he did a Starlin did a cover too. You gotta get the Starlin one.
Oh, yeah, that's a harder one. I bet it's on your site, isn't it?
No, I wish it was.
Okay.
I had it on my site. I couldn't sell it way back when.
But here, my thinking is, I've been chasing one of the Byrne Iron Fist splashes, and those things are mid-20s supposedly. So now I'm thinking, okay, well maybe I got to cover.
No, the Byrne splash. If you had an Iron Fist splash, it'd probably be like maybe 40, 30, because pages are going for 15 to 20 right now.
Okay. So
so to get a splash would probably be like 40 or maybe 50.
You did well with this, Dino. You did well.
Yeah, you did pretty well.
That's a good one.
Congrats. I thought this would go 30 also. I thought it went in the low end.
Glad
maybe I was waiting for December's auction.
Back to that.
Anyway, let's go.
Everybody's looking forward.
You know what the crazy part is? The December auction was supposed to launch, I think, yesterday, and as of earlier today, they still haven't launched.
This to me went cheap.
Actually, that's why I picked that. I was going to say that went reasonable.
I thought that went real cheap. I think if anybody offered Jim $78,000 for it, he would say hell no.
I wanted
this came from his collection.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why do you think this went for what it went for?
I don't know.
No X-Men.
I wish I bid on it myself, but then if I bid on it,
no X-Men. It was in the platinum
section or
something. So the platinum section went, and there were 700 lots behind it, and I think people said, I'm not.
If Wolverine was on this, then you're talking.
It'd be 150.
Yeah, exactly. But just Cap.
Oh,
That was. Hey Nick, I was gonna pick. I picked this one too before you said
beautiful.
But that was gonna be my comment. Was no X-Men on it, and that's why it's surprisingly
and
where it's at.
You're gonna laugh when I say this, but I thought this was gonna break 100, so I actually went to the kitchen to get a sandwich, and when I came back and it was over, I was like, wait, what happened?
I actually thought it was going to go much higher. So when you look at most views or most page saves, this was always in the top 3 with the Calvins. So I thought, wow, this is going to just get hammered.
Hit 100,
and it was already 43 going into live. So
yeah, I really was shocked it went so low, but oh well, it happens.
Well, and Captain America's loved. He's just not loved in an X-Men book. That's the problem. But if you look at the market data, even just searching over at Heritage, I mean, there's been a lot of double page spreads out there. Jim Lee Uncanny spreads, and they've done really well. So there's been a lot out there on the market. And then you get a page like this that doesn't have any X-Men on it. I don't know. That somebody's waiting for that page where they at least get half a team shot on it or something.
Well, here's the one thing that I'll say, Bill. The reason why I thought this was going to break 100, this happens to be my favorite X-Men issue by Jim. This is the 268 is my all-time favorite. And matter of fact, when the cover came out, I didn't go after it because Joe Lee was going to go after it, so I just stayed away from it. And so to me, this would have been a great page to win. But I'm like, this is to a lot of people, Jim's most well-remembered X-Men issue. So this is going to go for way higher than I'm willing to go. And when I came back and it went further, I mean, look, there's nothing to say that if I went after it, then it wouldn't have gotten pushed to a price where I still would have thrown in the towel. But if I was crying for the Dr. Doom Mignola, I was heartbroken on this one because And look, a couple of years ago, I think we'd be sitting there saying, what was the price? 70?
78.
I think a couple of years ago, like if 2019, if this went for 78, we'd be like, oh, that's a strong price. Today, it's like, wow, with the heated prices. But, somebody got lucky. Somebody got lucky.
Yeah, goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
All right, so I picked a Watchmen page from issue 11, highlighting this because I mean the average prices these days are in that 40 to 55 range, and this one with the stat on it, I was just and I mean there's characters on it, of course, but the bottom panel you don't get any Watchmen on it. I just thought that was a strong price for a page that had a stat on it. I mean, I think the Watchmen market is always going to be strong, irregardless. It's got Rorschach on it, of course, pivotal moment in the story. But I mean, if that was a drawn panel, I mean, I would think you'd get another 10 on it easily.
I think you'd get another 15 to 20.
Okay, another 15 or 20. Right,
No,
there you go.
Yeah, I agree. Watchmen's just hot right now.
Right.
Look, this is basically the pages of the comedian where he gets killed, where he's talking to I'm about to say MODOK, I forget the guy's name who he throws in the refrigerator, and then you have the flashback of the comedian showing up when Rorschach throws the one guy in the fridge. Every flashback with comedian is well loved. So if this was original art, easy 20,000 more.
Bill, I set the theme with your flashback picks.
Yeah,
really.
I didn't think about that until I loaded this one up. But yeah, the same thing. It's like I think that pulls this one down, even though it's still a strong price. You go back and look at the last year of Watchmen pages. This is still a pretty fair price, but it would have went for a lot more without that on there. So
thank you, Marcus Malak. Thank you,
Malak. Yeah.
Yep. Marcus is the he's always got the answers for us. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, he's the bard of the cast.
There you go.
So Excalibur 5, Alan Davis has he's had, I think the 14 sold for 96, 16 sold for 96 on Comic Link a few months ago, but he's had some covers go in the low teens. So I was really curious to see how this one ends up. It actually came in at 19, which I thought was pretty low compared to what the Davis market I thought was. You have a full team, kind of cartoony for most tastes, but this is a arcade world.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to feel about that. I thought it was for someone who's looking for an Alan Davis Excalibur, you kind of have to be happy this wasn't pushed into the mid-20s or even higher. Probably wouldn't be kind of a top choice if you got to choose from all the covers, but you're getting a full team. You get early in the run, and compared to the 16 that sold for 96, I think you have to be happy with the price.
Now this between 15 and 20 is the right range.
Okay.
And I think the fact that it's arcade is a plus because Alan draws arcade so awesome. I mean, Byrne is one of the best arcade artists, period.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. But Alan drew him there so playful and so perfect that 15 to 20 is really reasonable.
Good. I love looking at a lot of detail.
I thought it was going to go higher than this.
Did you? Okay.
I even thought of bidding on this thing. So, I thought it went cheap. I went cheap. But
I thought, wow, 19. I said, well,
I thought that was cheap. I thought it should have hit like 30.
Yeah, I thought that would be high 20s.
Well,
especially for the X-Men demand out there. This is kind of getting their time in the sun. A lot of demand.
Well, and somebody got a deal.
They got a deal.
Ooh,
this was a great piece.
Yeah.
This was fantastic. And it's funny, there was no Daredevil in this auction, but seeing some of the Frank Miller prices, all I kept thinking was,
I wish you bought more of it before.
If there was ever a time to be tempted. But no, this is pivotal. It is so important. And it's nice. Look, the Frank Miller market is just going up no matter what. The Frank Miller market, it's never. Some art may be leveling off price wise, but Frank's is still going up. This was iconic in the movie. This was iconic in the series. It's just perfect.
I thought it was great. I wish I bid on it, but I didn't win this one for sure. I tried. It was good.
Would you go up to, Albert?
I think I went up to like 60.
Plus juice or inclusive?
No, hammer, but it just kept on going higher. I just couldn't do any more.
84, wow. Good.
84 was Strong price, but really nice piece. Really great piece.
Yeah,
It's the first story.
got the head, that decap head too, which is kind of cool.
Oh, it's fantastic piece. Fantastic.
Yeah, one of the best Millers I've seen in a while on the market. I mean, I loved
I
it.
agree.
So
I wouldn't have been surprised if this thing hit 100, but I don't know. I love this piece. I wish I don't know. I one I regret, but oh well.
Like you and I always say, Albert, we can't own everything.
You can try.
You try. Hey, but look at the Marvel piece.
I did. I picked another Marvel piece. So, I had no idea what to expect on the Liefeld, prelims. I mean, I don't know if you guys had any thoughts going into it on what you were expecting out of it. I mean, I literally had no idea. I thought this thing could go for next to nothing. I mean, it's significant, of course. It's a prelims, first time he's drawn them, all that stuff. But the prelim market is it's so it's so hard to figure out, right? At the end of the day, even for a pivotal moment like this.
I think tug of war, you have first appearance Deadpool on one side and then prelim on the other. I think you're kind of looking at, it could go way out of control, or it could be tempered. But
exactly,
I think this kind of hit a nice. I know the buyer of this really is happy with the price, and it fits his collection. And
right, and this was one that Heritage, because Heritage sent out. They typically just send out generic overall auction emails, and this time around they sent out one for the Jim Lee artwork that was in there, one for the Frank Miller, and one for the Rob Liefeld. Pieces that were in there. So they were putting a little extra emphasis in their marketing on all three of those gentlemen's artworks going into this auction. So this one did get attention. I just said I had no clue, where it was.
I will say this was one of two prelims that were consigned. They're consecutive pages. This was the better one because it has kind of his quote big first appearance. The other one actually went 28 or something, so it was close. I'd much rather have this at 36 than the other one. And
yeah, so I basically thought as long as they hit 25,000 each, that was in the right range. Yeah. Even if the first one did 30 and the second one did 20, if this would have stalled at any point, I would have went after it. But I think you can also make the argument this really is the first appearance because he drew this before the page.
It's his concept, right? Concept art. And I don't know, this is a crazy idea, but if Rob can sign this, then the two Deadpool pieces add up to around 58, which is the cost of that Byrne X-Men page, which he likes a lot. So who knows?
So he probably
maybe he traded into a Byrne X-Men page.
It's a wash, right? Well, then that's one way to look at it. We do know that a lot of sellers do that, right? I mean, they're consigning at the same time they're buying, so it does help. I mean, yeah, if I could do it, I would be doing it too. It makes a whole lot of sense. And I think all auction houses are really marketing that these days, right? Give us your consignments to use against buying in our auctions. So, hey, it works. All right, so back over to you,
okay,
Dino.
So we didn't plan this at all, but we're talking about prelims. This is a model sheet that Paul Pope did for his Batman Year 100, his signature work.
Hang on, sorry.
Bill. So this is a model sheet showing all the various equipment and faces of Batman before he draws Year 100. It's huge. It's 18 by 20. He draws in big size, and it's ink. So unlike a prelim, you're getting an inked work. So I was intrigued by this. First of all, I wanted some diversity, so I picked this. I don't know any Paul Pope, but I've admired his work. But I would like to kind of think about the prelim and model sheet as kind of part of the same genre, which is kind of preliminary concepts. But I think with this, not only are you getting something big, you're getting something inked, but something that influences the actual storyline and art, the whole artistic concept behind Year 100, which was kind of revolutionary. So this hammered for 16. I just thought, wow, if you like Paul Pope and you like the work, I've seen pages of his go in the 12 to 14, just average pages. So here you're getting something in advance, his conceptual work on something that he's most known for. So I have to say goodbye here.
Yeah, not very familiar with the market.
I would say that this was really detailed. I thought it was going to hit 8 to 10, but the fact that it hit 14 is not a surprise.
If it was 8 to 10, I will own it. I don't own it, so.
That was your limit on this one, Albert? 8 to 10?
I think my limit on this one was 10. 10 or 12. and I dropped out. I think it was 10 or 11. I don't remember.
See, now when I look at this, I mean, it does.
I really did like it though.
Just going back to the prior piece that we were just talking about, the Liefeld. I mean, we know that was the the prelim to the first page. I mean, but did he not have character design pieces like something like this, even if they were rough? I mean, do we know or not know if anything like that exists out there, or was that
we don't know?
We don't.
Okay,
yeah. We've seen.
I wasn't sure.
You have a prelim piece for Kitty Pryde. Is that right, Bill? Or there's been a Wonder Woman. There's a Romita Wolverine conceptual drawing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yep.
I don't think there was one of Deadpool. I haven't seen it.
Okay, I haven't either. That's why I was just curious if there was any other pieces prior to that. So
He does look like an old school wrestler. Delight loves movies. Trust me. I'm like looking at it, thinking of old Super Friends episode where the Super Friends were turned into trolls. But this is more beautiful.
Yeah. Interesting piece. I thought worth tracking.
This freaked me out.
Sorry
I could not believe what this went for. I mean, I get that it's a transformation page. And Bill, I'm going to make a suggestion. Before you go round robin, go to my next pick after this. Then you can do everybody twice. Because I thought we were doing 3 in a row. I did this theme on purpose.
Oh.
But man, that is a crazy price.
Well, it's Starlin. It's like you said, it's a Hulk transformation, 102. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't anywhere where I was thinking it was going to be. Given the just recent sales and other things that were out there, I was thinking this was like a 55,000, somewhere in that.
Plus, Starlin isn't necessarily known for his Hulk, right? So there are a lot of artists kind of higher on the queue, but maybe, look, you got transformation, you got a nice bronze.
I don't know. I thought it was a great piece. I would love to have owned this, but I got killed on this one.
What was your high bid?
Yeah, what was your high, Albert?
my high was 50. That was it.
I would have.
I think even Berkey bid higher than me. I think Berkey bid 60, and he got killed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, see, somebody really wanted it.
I wanted this cover. I really love this cover, but didn't get it. Oh well.
Can't win them all, Albert.
Definitely, I didn't win any. I did win some stuff, but I didn't win anything for myself.
I understand.
So, disappointing auction for me.
I think bronze covers are, if you hit a nostalgic nerve, you better be prepared.
Yeah, this is definitely a nostalgic one.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And plus, you get the crackle. You got the crackle or space stuff. That's kind of cool.
Hey, Nick, you haven't told anybody to hit the thumbs up.
Oh yeah, everybody hit the thumbs up, even if Albert's being cranky.
Cranky.
And if hit 2 thumbs up if he's being
cranky. He's not being cranky.
Nick, did you want to do your next piece right away? So you want to tie it?
Bill if he's
cool. No, I'm fine. I've got it. That was the.
It was 10 o'clock.
Is it really?
Yes.
Time flies when I'm hanging out with you guys.
You're really dragging.
So another transformation page. It's like this is the secret sauce. You got to have transformation pages. What did this go for? Like. I can't even
$20,000.
Yes.
Hey, you guys remember this one? I sold this on the Dueling Dealer.
I was going to say,
from Hawaii. I sold it for 15. But that was a year ago. So the guy did make, got an appreciation on it. This is a DPS, by the way, and it was the first Severin Hulk, and it was the first time they did a 2-page painful transformation. So it shows him from Banner all the way to the Hulk. It's a cool DPS. So
it is.
But you're right. Compared to 102 for the Starlin cover, this could be an interesting, better value, I guess. So.
Like I said,
well, I don't know. Again, it's hard to value because
I don't know about that, but anyway.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted it to go more than what I sold it for the benefit of the buyer. So
I think we all want that to a degree, because if we buy something, we want it to go for more than what we paid for. So that is always a good thing, and it shows, at the very least, unlike some of the other collectible markets, it's funny because I've said this before. It felt like for a while that original art was trailing comics because comic prices were going up so quickly, and then you had video games and VHS tapes
and Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, but now like video games have dropped incredibly.
Yeah.
Comics have dropped a lot, but art is, I think the art prices are leveling off to a degree, but you'll still have some great pops like we've seen tonight, but it's nice to see that art relative to the other categories is still staying strong.
Which is good for our hobby. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree.
Definitely. And I'm glad you said that this was on Dueling Dealers, because I thought it was, but I remembered it being sold as a DPS or as 2 pages. You sold 2 pages together, consecutive pages. So
yeah,
I wasn't sure if this was yours, but it felt like it. It's just been too long. But all right. Well, and then you had another one too, right?
No, that's
right?
it. Those are
Those are the 2 you wanted me to go with. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's another Hulk after this.
All right. Got it. Okay, so then here we go.
So this issue was a personal favorite of mine. This was Iron Man 47, Barry Windsor Smith. It was the origin retold issue. So as a comic collector, you'd always look out for this. I thought this was a nice kind of view into the layer of Iron Man as he talks about his armor and what it means to the world. And if someone stole it, but that final panel with there's some of his fellow Avengers and Captain America and Thor in there. It's a nice retrospective on what makes Iron Man Iron Man. And I mean, 10,000. I thought was for Barry Windsor Smith Iron Man from one issue that he did Orange and Retold. I liked. I mean, I think someone got a good buy.
I think this page actually went for under market. I thought this page was going to go for more because of everything you just said. But that last panel, first of all, you see the emotion in Iron Man's face in those 3 panels. You see the weight on his shoulder as he's walking away. What Barry did here is so incredible. It's just beautiful. And you have so many other characters. You have villains, you have heroes, you have the 3 original Avengers as far as the movie's concerned. You've got Cap, Thor, and Iron Man. And that
the page went for cheap. Yes.
Yeah.
It did.
And I've always wanted to get a BWS kind of
I'm going to do a mic on this one, okay? See that girl's face in the bottom panel? John Romita.
You had to fix that one.
Okay. All right. Next.
We've all been waiting for that.
Well, congrats to the buyer. They got
congrats to the buyer. It was a very good price.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I really like this cover. I thought
I did too. That's why
I really like this cover. I was bidding on this. I was bidding hard on this, and I lost this one.
Big too. It's like twice up, painted.
It's a big painting, but granted, it's not really from the series; it's from the collected edition.
Well, that's what stopped me because I stopped at like 10. I was like 10 plus.
No, I went higher on this. I really like this. I just remember this. And,
I do too. Yeah. I do too, and I thought Howard did a great job.
I didn't win it. Nope.
Lost. But I even like the pseudo Captain America shield there. With the black shield.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it is beautiful, but I looked at it and said, well, it's not from the main series. So
still pretty good. I thought it was a pretty fair price.
Yeah, it was a fair price.
I mean, it's the second highest Chaykin American flag cover out there. I mean, the number 1 is the highest price. Of course, it sold last year, I think. But no, I thought this was it
went well.
Yeah, no, I thought it did really well because I think some of this stuff, there's a bit of collage going on there, the female figure. So, it's not all original. So I thought it did really well for that.
And Chaykin's known for his kind of the way he does all the little background elements into a panel. And I think big words he's famous for those. And you have a nice image of the main character. That's very cool.
Hey, Joe's in the audience.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
Hey, Joe.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and Nadia as well.
Is that really Joe Manarino?
It is.
Yeah.
Is he gonna pass his nappy time?
Oh God.
Hey, he was on with me till about 10:30 last week, so no, he stays up.
Congratulations, Joe! Another great auction.
Great auction. Everybody hit that thumbs up too.
Exactly, but I really did like. I like Chaykin's work a lot. I've yet to actually get a piece by him, but I saw this. Color pieces are just pretty rare, right? I mean, I just like this one, and I always loved American flag, so I was happy to see this one go at 16,800. All right, next. Now, how did I see? Maybe I got these out of order because I did pick this one because there were two of these in the auction, the Simonson Bob Wyacek pieces, I think both from 348. You know, I mean, strong.
Go down to the bottom of the page. Go scroll down because I think that's the money shot. Right
yeah,
there.
yeah, without question. I think that. I mean, this is a great page. I'd love to own it. Who wouldn't want to own anything by Simonson from this run? But so for me, I just thought, you know, the price is strong, but the price is probably right where it should be. It's like the Paul Smith stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's at least Paul Smith you can get, and that page that we looked at earlier was 10,000 more than this. So in a weird way, maybe this should be higher because these things just aren't on the market and never will be.
So, I think I tracked it, but I thought it would go high. But the reason why I didn't go for it, I don't have a Simonson Thor, but is because he doesn't have his helmet on. I know it's silly, but like I like the way Simonson draws Thor.
No, yeah,
his helmet.
I could see that as being a drawback from this piece. Sure.
I didn't go after it for one reason, which may end up being a stupid reason, but I was hoping there were 2 pages in this auction. If there was 1 page, I would have been like, all right, go after it.
Go after it.
But the fact that there were 2 pages, I'm hoping that someone, maybe Bob Wyacek himself, is starting to release these because Bob did ink quite a bit. You've got Bob who inked a bunch of Simonson on Thor. You've got like Dan Green who inked Simonson on the X Factor. So I'm optimistic that more pages will come out.
Hopefully we could. There's a lot of pent up demand for it. I think this adds bidding strategy because I think I've always been told that if there's 2 pieces of similar artists or similar pieces in the same auction, that actually helps you because you're drawing more and more. You're spreading the buyers among the 2. You know.
But it helps you as a buyer because of that, not as
that's right, as a buyer,
like a consigner,
because you're going to have someone may take down the first one and not be bidding on the second one, or vice versa.
Right. But so you know, I'm in a weird way. I think it could have went for more, but I understand. I get you, Nick. As far as maybe these pieces coming out on the market sometime soon might.
And look, if I'm wrong, you know, maybe one day down the line, there's always listen.
You'll get one.
Last week, there were 3 auctions. You got a Comic Link that ended, even though it's a small one, a Comic Link that launched. You got Hakes. You had Heritage. You know, now you got Metropolis.
And you had Comic Art Live.
Yeah, and Comic Art Live. So it's been a jam-packed time of art. And you've got now, so basically, and in December, you've got Comic Connect, Comic Link, and Heritage all ending the same week. You've got 3 big auctions in 1 week.
Get those tax refunds in early.
Yeah, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so this is a Dan Adkins Tales of Astonished 92 splash. It's twice up. What I liked about it, first of all, is that you have an interesting depiction of Atlantis and all its glory. And I like how in the text it says, oh, and we haven't included some of the top secret stuff that we couldn't reveal. You know, I think you have Sub-Mariner down there with Lorna, which is a good pose. And he says Imperious Rex. So it checks off a lot of boxes. And I thought, you know, it went 7,200 for a twice up Silver Age Imperious Rex Sub-Mariner page. It's not a top name artist, but again, a good representation from that series. I thought it was a good buy, or at least something intriguing for that amount.
Mm-hmm. Nope, I like this page a lot, but I don't know the market, so I don't know if it's good price, bad price. But from Tales to Astonished,
I actually do like I like the things that when they show Wakanda or they show Asgard or they show here Atlantis. I think those tend to have a lot of story value that it's your glimpse into that other world, right? So for a lot of people, it has some very interesting art concepts.
No, this was a good deal.
All right, now over to you, Nick.
And Joe, Joe, I wasn't saying that it was consigned by Wyacek, but it might be a collector who bought a bunch. So I just thought that more pages may be coming out. Look, Joe, you guys have been really great at bringing out pages and spreading them out by auction. So
I'm kissing ass. Come on, you know.
Nah, listen, worst case scenario.
On, stop it, Nick. Come on, you're embarrassing yourself.
Albert,
come on, stop it. Stop it already.
It's not your turn. It's not your turn. Wait your turn. Say next when it's your turn. Anyway, I just want to be clear that I wasn't saying emphatically it was consigned by Wyacek. So going back to this was a strong price for a Ron Lim page. I mean, look, I know the Infinity Gauntlet pages have been going up. I've seen some Ron Lim pages sell for $27,000 in a few private deals. But my God.
This told me that, I mean, I thought to myself, okay, if you substituted Surfer for Wolverine, would it get 33? And I actually think it wouldn't. I think this was priced up because of the Wolvie premium, but it's just he only has one or two main scenes in the Infinity Gauntlet series, and this was kind of one of them. And I just think there's some nice, strong panels. I would have pegged it at 25 or so, but I think it was pushed up because of the Wolverine.
I thought this thing was going to go up like for 40 grand.
Because of Wolverine.
For the Wolverine.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to go up even higher, but whoever bought it, I think got a good deal on it.
Like I said, I was a little surprised, but I wasn't sure. But like I said, the Ron Lim market just keeps going up.
Absolutely. He's on fire.
He is on fire.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, we are all regretting that. I mean, 3-4 years ago, I mean, you could get Lim pages for 10.
For nothing.
Yeah.
Look, 5 years ago, you were able to get
I couldn't even
5 years ago, you were able to get present Infinity Gauntlet pages for under $5,000. So
yeah. But, wow, what a great.
There's
image.
So many cosmic collectors out there these days.
That's
too.
right.
You know, I mean, it's a strong market.
Fish.
All right. So what we got next here? This one's the one I picked. Just, for me, the highest priced imminent piece in auction market data or dealer market data. So when I was looking through the lower end stuff, I thought this was worth picking out just to kind of highlight that, there's still record prices being set on more modern stuff. So, this just under $10,000. It's a great image, I think, DPS, but, again, a record setting price for Stewart on this.
Yeah, I saw the description of this, Bill, and it talked about all those panels talk about the history of the Phoenix, like how she was born, how it evolved, the Dark Phoenix saga. So you're getting kind of the whole story. This is your life of Phoenix, which is, I think, pretty cool.
Yeah. No, agreed. And that's so I was looking at that. I was trying to do a little bit of research on some of the pieces to kind of find things like that, whether it was a highest sale for a cover for a particular artist, or in this case, anything by them that was out there.
This was probably double his previous high, right?
Yeah, without question. So very, very strong price for that one. And then I think this was yours, Dino, I think. No.
Oh yes, this is it. So this is I thought it was interesting. I tracked this just to see what it would do. This is Marvel Spotlight 28. This is Moon Knight's first solo story. There's a second page from that issue. He appeared in Werewolf by Night 32 and 33, and then this. And it was his first solo story. It has some really nice panels of Moon Knight. I think it's interesting if you scroll down to the bottom, that bottom right panel, he's introducing a lot of these key characters around him, like Marlene, which is his significant other throughout the whole series. Samuels and Merkin were the butler and valet that appears throughout the rest of the story. First appearance of this. I mean, who named this? Conquer Lord. I mean, I know it's a hokey name, but that's his villain in this. So I just thought this sold for $5,000, and for that you get
this one cheap.
Really nice representation for an early Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually thought this is one of the pages I thought should have won for double. I thought this should have been a $10,000 to $12,000 page.
Yeah,
so
that's what I thought too.
Someone got lucky.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is Don Perlin.
Well, but Don Perlin is known for monsters, and he's getting
Don Perlin, man. All right, next.
That's some cool imagery here.
God, Albert.
It's Don Perlin.
Well, but it's story. It's content.
Again.
Content. So, all right, Nick. So this one's over to you. I mean, I was going to pick this, or I had picked this one as well, but
It's just a great page. I mean, this is the market now. This is a key page. You've got Matt becoming Daredevil. God, you've got Kingpin getting the award. It is so freaking fantastic. And this is another artist whose Daredevil art I'll never be able to get now. But it's beautiful, and I don't know. I wanted to show it because it's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. That's the market right now, and that's a transformation for Daredevil, right? That's going from Matt Murdock to Daredevil.
Yep. So, yeah, congratulations to the person who got this. You got a really great key page, and this is definitely one of the jewels in the auction, in my opinion.
Nope, I liked it as well. But let's see. So 31,200 on that one.
Yeah.
And then
this is nice.
Yeah, I'm a big Gene Day fan, and I don't even know how, I didn't even see this until the auction was over, and I really went through the whole thing, and I didn't pick it because of all the bricks. Everybody, it's just such an amazing.
The bricks were a plus. I think the bricks probably. The bricks added a half a bid to this. They
had to. I mean, if I would have seen this, I would have been bidding on this because it's just gorgeous. I mean, Day is one of my favorite inkers, and then this is, of course, pencils and inks by him. It's got an Escher feel, but as a DPS, it's just stunning. I mean, I don't know how I did not see it beforehand. So,
and it's a great representation where you love how the title comes incorporated in the image. And then you get that MC Escher vibe, you know, his whole staircases and infinity and stuff, which kind of looks really cool. I know the buyer of this one, very, very happy with it. He gets a really good piece.
I'm totally jealous. I mean, again, I looked through the whole auction. I don't know how I didn't see this one, but
I think what kept it down was you don't really have a strong image of Shang-Chi, right? He's in those little window panels up above. So you got a lot of ambiance and landscape, but you don't have heroes. But you have Fu Manchu up there, which is a key person. So that would have kept it from going into the double digit, thousands. So
right.
I think it was great. I think it was a good value. But I need to ask Albert a question that just hit me. Albert, in the Harlan Ellison auction, did you win the Gene Day Batman detective cover, the 526, 27?
No, I lost that one. I was the underbidder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really wanted that too, but oh well.
That's actually
can't get them all.
You can't, but that was definitely a stunning one. But this is beautiful. So congrats to the buyer.
Yep.
Well, Gene Day is always known for those double page splashes throughout Master Kung Fu.
Yeah.
So I chose this one as an example of something cool you can get under 3,000. This is sold for $27.60. It was a Batman Long Halloween special #1 page. You see Batman, Robin, Commish, and these 4 panels, which I think really showcase Tim Sale's art. And then the bottom one has Batgirl, who is of course the protagonist of the building, and Batman flies away. So again,
fair price, very
2,700 if you're looking for a Tim Sale Batman.
Price. When you look at every other Tim Sale piece and what they went
5
for
minimum
on Friday.
Yeah. Exactly.
This was a really good price.
This is a steal. So again, I chose this as an example of getting something under 3,000, but something that's really, really cool and certainly top artist in one of the most memorable storylines.
Yeah, there was a lot of Tim Sale artwork in the auction.
Yeah, all the Daredevil stuff may have crowded this thing out. So
right,
they went strong, those Daredevils.
Oh,
they did.
Yeah. And we're gonna look at one of those next, actually.
Oh, and we didn't plan that.
Nope, that when I reorganized everything, I put them right next to each other here. So yeah, this is. I think this is a high for a Tim Sale cover of any kind, and at 57,600, it's gorgeous. I mean, you knew it was going to go. It was going to do really well.
Considering what the pages went for,
yes,
this was a bargain.
Yeah, I'd say we didn't pick any of the pages.
Really.
DPS was 33.
This is a real good bargain compared to the pages. One page went for what, 30, right? Or 36?
Yeah, 33 for the DPS, but you get like 10 Daredevils running through.
Yeah, but it was an interior page.
No.
Didn't go
so
for
this
really
one's nice. What I really like about it is when you think about Daredevil, his mythos, his origin story. It's his transformation from kind of the son of battling Matt Murdock to Daredevil. And this image with him in the back through the windows, I thought was just so clever. and it just creates that right vibe of kind of the underdog training to become a hero. And so, what a great cover! I liked it myself.
I agree. It's just, usually you'll see the shadow of the father over Daredevil. Mm-hmm. On this one, you see the strength of Daredevil that came from his father, and just everything that went into this. And I would say 2 years ago, probably would have been a $20,000 cover, and obviously with Tim's passing, everything has skyrocketed. I mean,
you're not going to get any more.
You're not. And the funny thing, maybe not the funny thing, the interesting thing is, if you look at a lot of, DC has had more collections that have been watershed collections that have been bestsellers. You've got Watchmen, Dark Knight, Kingdom Come, Long Halloween. If you look at Marvel, they don't have the same evergreens that the trades always sell the same. Mm-hmm. But you've got Marvels by Alex Ross, and the Tim Sale, Jeff Lowe books are some of the ones that are watershed that always sell. So this is definitely one of them. And, it went for a strong price, but I agree with Albert. Considering what some of the interiors went for, this ended up being an okay deal. So congrats to the winner. You outbid me. So congrats.
So you were hoping to get this one.
I stopped at 30. I stopped at 30. I when I say you outbid me, a few people outbid me. It's not even one person who outbid me. A few people outbid me. But look, this is the auction where I was a lot more reserved, and there's just so many more auctions coming up, which is why, I didn't win anything this auction, and that's life. You move on. Right. Hey, hit that thumbs up, everybody.
Yep.
Just a reminder. This was a great page that I thought should have went for higher. I mean, I get it. It's Cloak and Dagger without their and I know this is a page you picked, Bill, so I apologize.
Yeah, no, feel free.
But
I was surprised too. I mean, the Sienkiewicz New Mutants market is pretty strong. I mean, it's hard to get a page under, we can say 10 nowadays, at least if there's characters on it that are from New Mutants. But but even with Cloak and Dagger, I thought this was, how did it end here? I mean, again, it should have been double this. So
I thought so too.
I don't know if it was worth. I know that Joe's in the audience. I know one of the auctioneers kind of butchered Sienkiewicz's name and called it Sienkiewicz. I was texting my friends. I was like, "Is this guy here?" I think
I had 3 people email me
asking
me if I was surprised to the auction about how bad they were butchering his name during the Heritage auction. So that was unfortunate. Because I was listening to it too and was scratching my head. I was like, "Oh boy, this is just not good." But still, either way, I don't know how the piece didn't sell for double that.
Yeah. Look at the depth of the inking is just terrific.
This is where you want, this is prime Sienkiewicz work. I mean, this is what you want. I mean, it doesn't matter the characters.
It's an impactful page. Also, you see Dagger trying to convince Cloak to help all these people coming off the bus, and Cloak saying, "How can I do that? We don't have our powers." It's a really powerful page. What was the final price?
This is $3,720.
Yeah, I mean, this should have went for 8,000 to 10,000. It should have. And this was another one where I was like, "This is going to go for a lot of money. I'm not going to bother."
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, "Wait, what happened?"
Congrats, Noel. I think Noel took the.
Congratulations, Noel.
No, it's a great price on this one. Yeah. I mean, I'm envious on this one. It's great. Just to get a Sienkiewicz example from this would have, that's a fantastic price.
Thumbs up to you, Noel. Great stuff.
Right, Huggy Bear. All right, next one is from you, Dino.
So, this is my last piece. This one went for $1,000. It's a Captain America 269 by Mike Zeck. It's actually the birth page of Team America, which are superhero cyclists. I just love the image here. I just thought it really brought out the kind of fun nature of the Evel Knievel 70s vibe. And again, for $1,000, you could do much worse. So I think Mike Zeck is, very popular now. His stuff is going up to 3.3 million. So getting something from him, Captain America could core run, and you get a birth page of someone who had a miniseries.
Was definitely below what it should have gone for. Not terribly below.
Yeah,
but...
maybe it should have gone maybe 2,200 or something, 22,000 maybe. I know it. Well, I don't know what it doesn't have cap on it, so maybe if it had cap, it would have been tougher to get down. But for $1,000,
yeah, no,
really nice.
I thought 1,500, 1,800,
Yeah.
maybe even 2,000. So, but it's a great. It's still Zeck, like you said. It's Zeck.
Yep, no, I agree. Good example. I mean, if you're looking for one.
Everybody was broke by the time the Z
Z comes along. You're like, you're looking at your potential consignments. You're like, maybe
look at what Marcus wrote. Well, Zeck birth pages have a wide range.
That's hilarious.
Oh boy, yeah, the widest in the business.
Exactly.
All right, so last pick of the night. I guess I must have done 11 here. Sorry. I don't know why Heritage.
Why Joe just likes checking, signing you out automatically in Heritage?
Yeah, well, the Comic Connect site is worse, where it just always, if you sit on a page for too long, it just kicks you out like 20 minutes later. I mean, but they're all kind of weird, probably for security reasons, but still. All right, so this one was what was this? This is the Byrne Keith Williams Action Comics page, picked by Nick.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a neat page. It's Black Canary in the outfit less people like, but it went for a good price. And it just, the Byrne X-Men market, the Byrne Marvel market is lifting the DC market a lot more. I mean, here's the thing. For the longest time, it was X-Men Fantastic Four Superman, but now it's more X-Men Fantastic Four She-Hulk with Byrne and then Superman, but all the prices are going up. So what was the final price on this, Bill?
8,400.
84.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was a really strong price for a non-action page with, 4 panels, Black Canary in her less desirable costume, and, you got Martian Manhunter at the bottom. So
and faded inks. You're right,
faded
Mark.
inks.
Yeah, terrible. That's a real high price for that. But hey, somebody won it.
If you had maybe, yeah. I mean, you're right, Byrne. If you had Fishneck,
2 people won it. Push that sucker up.
Hey, check out the Batman's chin on the first panel. If you just saw that, you'd know that was Byrne, right? That's if you look at the profile of Batman, the way he draws the chin on that's his Wolverine.
Absolutely,
Batman. You'd know Byrne right away.
You could tell that's Byrne, and you could tell Black Canary's face in that panel is Byrne.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 Byrne shots.
I like that.
Everybody, before we end this, hit that thumbs up. If you're watching later laughing, hit the thumbs up.
That's true. Very true.
But it's a nice page. It's a strong price for a nice page. I would have thought that this was going to top out somewhere between 4 and 5. I was less bothered by the fading, but still
I think Byrne Superman is definitely higher than Batman. So I was surprised that this Batman went that high. I mean, Byrne Superman is considered one of his key characters.
Yep, I agree with that. I mean, I've always wanted to
one very high. Let's go.
Well, this is the last piece we had tonight.
No, it's 10:30.
I know. Well,
great timing.
We made it to the end.
And it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Next time you have to pick 10 pieces, Albert.
I'll throw in something real quick. Do you guys know why George Perez took on Wonder Woman? Because he said to Frank and John Byrne, you guys took Batman and Superman. I had to take the third one before somebody else did.
Makes sense to me.
Okay.
So, Albert, which pieces did you win?
I really didn't win much of anything.
Okay, so which ones?
I don't know. Things here and there.
It'll be on
nothing great. I didn't win it. I don't really say anything unless I win it for my collection.
Okay.
Okay.
If I didn't win it
that's
for my
fair.
collection,
Of
things
course
for
he's gonna have to
resale.
replenish some inventory, and
Yeah,
Right.
you'll see it on the site. That's it.
Look at what
I didn't win anything for
what
myself.
Michael Callahan wrote.
Absolutely nothing for myself.
Michael Callahan says Albert doesn't pick 10 pieces. 10 pieces pick Albert.
Oh, that's right.
That is very true. I know Mike picked up a few pieces, but yeah, who knows?
Well, he must have. He just had so many sales leading up to it. You think he'd get half a dozen?
Well, he had
at
those.
least.
Yeah, he had those 3 or 4.
Mike spends like a
huge-
drunken sailor. I'm telling you,
He
just
does,
goes crazy.
and they'll be on his website, I'm sure, very soon. Or at
Yes,
least
very
behind his
soon.
wall on Deal and Dealers.
right
They'll be
behind
back
his
there.
wall.
Yeah.
He might even have Iron-Ons on his T-shirt on it. Yeah.
Oh,
But going back to Nick's point, I think I think you have to think that with all these auctions coming up, you can't just go nuts on one of these, because you just have to keep some dry powder for later. And I think that may have allowed some bargains. It meant some of the
yeah. Well, I mean, that's I think that all of these auctions and everything, all combined with Comic Art Live and everything, I think did put a damper on some of the sales around. I didn't really pay attention to the Comic Link auction that happened. I mean, it was a focused auction, so I don't know how impressive it was.
One actually, people were saying on the boards that there are a lot of bargains there. People just totally forgot of that. Like things, there's some.
It is where we're at right now, and the holidays are around us too. And now we've got 3 more big auctions to look forward to in December. So
well, and they're all in the same week. And Miguel, I'll tell you why I didn't pick any of the Sandman pages.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like the Sandman pages have leveled off, because this goes back to what I was saying before. You start seeing a lot of an artist coming in, and like the Sandman 3 page with Constantine didn't perform this time as much as the last Constantine did, and some of the later pages that just didn't feel like the same excitement.
Well, I'll differ on one thing.
Except, and Mark Levy just beat me to the point. The Sandman 8 page went for a lot, and I thought you guys were going to pick that, so I didn't pick it.
Well, I had Death on it. That's why I went so crazy.
Yeah.
I that was high for that page, considering the half splash that sold before. I thought was a much more memorable page. The Washington Square in New York City, first death. I mean, but death is strong.
By the way, that Busy Lobo did not go high. I thought 45 was a reasonable price for it.
You mean the Lobo is back?
The Busy Lobo back, because that was very memorable.
Wasn't that in the previous auction, and it went for more?
I really thought that went pretty fair.
Yeah,
I knew it was going to hit that price. So.
Yeah, but was this not in the previous Heritage auction like a year and a half ago?
Was it?
I don't think so. I think that was the Lobo, the other Lobo.
I don't think so.
Okay.
With the skulls and stuff.
But this one I remember. So I 45. I don't think it's a bad price.
Yeah.
I didn't think so. I thought it was a fair price, more than fair. Anyhow.
All right. Hey.
Okay. It was the Face of Lobo #1 cover. That
yes, it's way different, Nick.
Okay.
Way different.
That one.
You know
a lot
what?
of money.
Maybe this is the one Berkey had that he sold for $55,000.
Berkey had this cover?
Yeah, Oh no, Berkey had the cover to number. I don't remember. He had a Lobo cover. It was either #1 or #2.
Nick, I think you need the nappy time before you come to these shows.
No, Berkey had
Manarino. I think you need the nappy time. You definitely need the nappy time.
It's all right. Hey,
this is fun.
All this stuff. I've been watching this stuff closely for the last 3 or 4 years. It all starts bleeding together for me too. So I get it.
Actually, if you think his waist here is skinny, you should see the one on #2. Not that I'm checking out Lobo's ass or anything on a regular basis, but
I think you are. But hey, to each his own.
All right.
Well, gentlemen, always fun getting us together.
Thank
you. Yeah, thank you, Albert.
An hour and 35 minutes. Good for you.
Good job.
No, this was great. Obviously, we got a lot to look forward to. So I'm sure we could be doing this again right before the holiday if we wanted to talk about this.
If we wanted to,
yeah.
After the Heritage auction, we could actually do a recap of Comic Connect, Comic Link, and Heritage, where we all pick like 5 items from each auction.
We could do that. Sure. I'd be up for that. That would
Whatever
be
everyone wants. Yeah, we can.
Okay.
As long as
I love it.
I hope people enjoyed this. We kind of wanted to introduce this new format to get more discussion on more pieces, and I thought it was
They were
really a
good.
nice picks, guys.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
Sure.
Well, thanks.
All right. I'm
thank
so
you, Ben.
happy to end this.
Thank you,
Have a
everybody.
happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Bye, everyone.